episode 12 where we have Fern from
Fern, a 30-year bike mechanic and friend.
Bike Mechanic.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Yeah, how long you been in the biking world?
Oh, geez, man. 30 years, about?
30 years.
Yeah, just shy of 30 years. Started I've always cycled. You know, all my buddies are on BMX bikes, and I started off on road bikes back in 83, 84.
What was your first bike?
It was a Murray.
A Murray?
Yeah, I remember. I wanted a Murray because in 84...
Like Bill Murray?
Like, kind of, but not really.
But not at all.
Yeah, no, kind of, but not even close. But in '84 Olympics, Murray did put out the lead sponsorship to making the U.S. Olympic team's track bikes, and so they didn't fucking make them. They didn't make them. Nobody wanted like, oh yeah, you can totally put your name on it, but you're not going to fucking make them.
Uh-huh.
So I forgot who actually wound up making them. It was an Italian company, so they're beautiful made frames, but with the Murray stickers on them.
What type of is it steel or
Steel? Yeah, all steel stuff. This is a track racing, so like the velodrome style. You know what the velodrome is?
No, I've heard of it, but
the velodrome's that one sport you see in the Olympics where it's done on that track, that wooden track that goes up to like 45-degree angle,
right?
And they all sprint it out. That's what that is, and so Murray actually put their name on for the U.S. Olympic team to have those. It was cool. It was
Nice.
cool. And so I saw that. It did its job. I'm like, fuck yeah, I want a Murray.
Right.
So I get this heavy ass 26 1/3/8 Technicolor because those 80s Murray road bike.
What's Technicolor? Like it's just
like a bunch of think about 80s colors, all the fluorescent stuff.
Yeah, like this.
Like your cool shirts.
Like that, see?
Whoa!
Oh shit, he disappeared. Oh.
Look at that. You can zoom out. I was trying to disappear, but
Simon has a gain magic.
Yeah, I have a cloaking device. You know, it's
he hasn't learned how to use it.
I can't left out. I can't do that.
That means you got a solid connection, bro.
There you go.
But yeah, so I rode that. We were living in Austin at the time, in the 80s, and all my friends were on BMX bikes. I had a road bike because I saw that, and
doing tricks with their
parents got me this little Murray bike for my birthday one year, matching spandex and all that stuff.
Nice.
Cool.
Did you have that long helmet? Fucking race helmet?
No, I didn't wear a helmet, man. It was the 80s.
We're not Predator, aliens. Oh yeah, 80s. We didn't wear fucking helmets.
So I rode. We used to live in Southside Austin, and so I would ride during the weekday to Buda and back, which is like about 30 miles round trip, and then I would do that on the weekends, or I would do that in the weekday, and I built up to where I would do that during the weekday, and go to like San Marcos and back.
Nice.
From Austin, and just kind of like fell in love with cycling. Couldn't afford shit.
Right.
Didn't want to ask Dad. Didn't want to ask Dad to fix this. Just that's how we were brought up.
Right.
And so learn how to fix my flats, learn how to fix my bike.
Right.
Taught myself this and that. I was a kid that me as a manager of a bike shop fear when they come in like, oh, my buddy worked on it. I'm like, fuck, man.
Kind of like me then. I come in and like they're getting the hammer ready and shit. Like
we got silences already set aside.
Yeah, they're like, oh fuck. They like they have like a bell they ring or something.
He's paid for at least one drawer.
Yeah. He's back again.
Yeah.
So we
there he is. There he is.
Got my cloaking device on it.
There you go.
But
turn it off.
Yeah, thanks, man. I was wondering how to work that.
Yeah, well,
So yeah, started learning how to work on bikes, and then when we moved here to San Antonio, kept it up. My cousins pitched in and got me my first nice road bike, and got that. Was riding that all over the place, and then still wasn't wearing a helmet, right? And got hit by
You got hit by a car?
I got hit by a car.
Whoa.
Scared the shit out of me.
I bet.
And not even my BMX. I was riding a BMX bike earlier on, back up a little bit, and bad wreck, man. I ripped my ear back, skinned the side of my face, broke my collarbone. Still didn't wear a fucking helmet. And then coming back on my road bike, got smacked by a car. Totally my fault, right? I was going straight. Well, it was our fault, really. I was going straight. He didn't see me. It was at dusk. Didn't have lights. Didn't have anything. And he turned left into me, and I was going forward. He just simply didn't see me. Simply didn't see me. Wearing dark clothing on a black asphalt. Yeah, he didn't see me. So
is that your fucking special ops gear? Or?
Trying to blend in?
Cloaking device. That's my cloaking device.
What were you doing? Fucking spray painting? Yeah, the cloaking device turning on right now.
So that scared the shit out of me.
I bet.
And then when I got healed up from that, I got a helmet and a new bike, and that was my first, not my first my first new road bike.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the choice to go to mountain bike or road bike at that point. I chose road bike because that's what I always did.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like 89, I guess, 88, 89. And they kept road riding. And then my buddy, my cycling partner, I still hang out with him a lot. He's my buddy Jack in Colorado. I just went and saw him.
Man, I wish I could have gone with you, man.
You should have fucking gone.
I should have
You
gone.
missed out, man.
If I would have had if you would have told me I could have took Lotus, I would have went.
You didn't ask.
I know. I would have felt like a dick asking. Like,
why?
He's already inviting me, and I'm like, hey man, can I take my dog? And can I take the? And I'm like, motherfucker, I
Well,
said you, not everyone. I know what you mean. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Dude, when it comes to me, man, you should know this already. I'll tell you again. You got a witness right here. Turn your cloaking device on. There you go. But he's fading out.
A
There he is.
sad little head.
But you got a witness right here, man.
Yeah.
Don't fucking bother to ask me anything. You're not that guy to me, man. You're fucking cool.
Appreciate
I
it,
love
man.
fucking talking to you. You're cool to hang out with.
Thanks, man.
So
Thanks,
if you ask
man.
me, I'm going anywhere, you're invited.
All right, sweet.
So
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
you too.
That's what's up. All right. I
Man.
appreciate that. Appreciate the hand invite.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so that was kind of my cycling thing. I started working on my bike more and more. Did little side jobs here and there, like early 90s is when I started playing rugby. Actually, it was about 90, and then got into my first bike shop in about 92,
Mm-hmm.
and worked that one. Couldn't true a wheel to save my fucking life, dude. Could not do it.
I'm pretty sure I can say it was true one to save my life. If you don't know what true one is, it's like where you have to line up all the spokes where like the tension on them, so
It's straightening a wheel out.
A wheel out.
Oh, okay.
I haven't even got into that. I haven't even fucked with like.
Couldn't
kind of
even true a wheel to save my life. The first shop job I worked at, a tune-up consisted of like a can of like fucking degreaser and a rag. And then got into the bike world shortly after that, and got taught a lot of really good stuff, and had a lot of good teachers, and been at it since, man.
Nice.
Been at it since. So
what position do you play in rugby?
hooker.
Okay.
I'm a hooker.
I have no idea what that means, but okay.
I know what it means. Oh, we're talking about rugby.
Well, I got stilettos and
Yeah.
So all right, so you know in rugby where everybody knows that big pile-on where they come like that, come together.
The scrum.
It's called the scrum down. So basically, the scrum down comes together. It consists of 8 per side, and they come together. Boom! It forms this tunnel off the ground, and the ball. There's a guy kind of like the quarterback. He'll throw the ball in the middle of that tunnel, and the 2 front and center guys are the hookers because they hook the ball with their feet.
Okay.
So they'll hook for the ball with their feet, scoot it back towards the end of that pile of their pile, and then the guy will pick it up on the backside or the side or a little bit, and then the running game starts. So
All right.
in it, you got a hook prop that's known as your front row, and then they're literally propping up the hooker, right? You you come in like this, and then you got a prop on this side and a prop on this side, and they bind up real nice and tight. Right behind me and them is two guys called second row, and usually taller guys, and they'll come in and bind up their heads literally at my hips on either side, and that's second row. I'm sitting on their shoulders practically, and then beside them you have two locks, which are your flankers. They kind of secure in, and then you have one guy in the very back called the 8-man. So that's your full 8.
You're also a coach, right? You were a coach.
Yeah, I coached for a long time.
Okay.
Since 2005.
Nice. So you had talked about steel frame.
Yeah.
What's the difference between, other than the material, the obvious material, but like, what's the difference? The reason I ask is, since I started mountain biking and I started like, trying to, get people outside and start riding as well. I mean, pre-COVID stuff or whatever. Like, somebody hit me up yesterday and they were looking at trying to buy a bike and they're like, yeah, they said it's a steel frame, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, I've never ridden a steel that I can recall. So what are the quality, like if you had to compare an aluminum frame and steel frame, I mean, I think the one thing that would stick out was durability. Probably a steel frame would probably last longer, possibly.
Yeah.
But what are some of the benefits of a steel frame from an aluminum frame?
So you want the short answer or long answer?
Either one.
So
Like just quick and dirty.
quick and dirty. Steel frame is going to be more comfortable, a little bit more flexible.
Really?
Just because it's tubed, it's thinner tube, so it's going to flex.
Oh, okay.
A little bit. And because it's steel, it's usually a little bit more durable in that fashion. So if you break something, you can
Right.
fix it, weld it, bend it back, whatever it may be, to an extent, of course.
Right.
Versus aluminum. Aluminum in the periodic table is a softer material,
Right.
but the way it has to be hardened up and finished for any type of durability is it's made to be a hardening element. So the way a finished frame is made, a finished aluminum frame is made, it becomes stiffer than steel.
Okay.
Because they usually, if you look at any aluminum frame, they're usually ovalized somewhere to optimize where the stiffness is at in the frame.
Oh, okay.
They're huge welds. They're usually squared or rectangular or something like that. And that ultimately makes it's a lighter weight frame on the most part. And then we're talking qualities,
Right.
good quality stuff, right? They're usually lighter than steel, but stiffer because of the way it has to be built and finished.
Ah,
And then came along carbon fiber.
right.
Carbon fiber was kind of like the best of all the worlds. It was comfortable. It was lightweight. It was stiff. It was flexy. It did all the elements and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was more expensive. So titanium was, people liked steel frames because they were comfortable, but they weren't light. People liked aluminum frames because they were light, but they weren't comfortable. People liked carbon frames because they were light
Lighter.
and comfortable, but they were real expensive.
Right.
So, and then titanium's in there somewhere in the middle of that.
Nice.
Comfort of a steel frame, but lighter weight. So.
Nice. And I would have thought that like a steel frame would have been more rigid as far as like less comfortable. But that's just me being a novice in the bike world. Like I didn't, and that's why I asked the question, because when I was trying to give them recommendations, I was just trying to let them know like these are things you got to look for, what have you. But I pretty much just told them like I don't know, I don't have that experience. I've never ridden on a steel frame.
Yeah.
But these are the things you might want to look for, and you probably want to, do a review on that model. It's like a 2016 Kona or something.
Yeah, Kona. I had a Kona steel frame for a while. It was the what was that thing called?
I don't know.
Kona.
That's a weird name.
That was the full name too.
That's
I don't know if I
badass,
can
dude.
remember.
They
Yeah.
just have it like an
Yeah.
acronym.
You're too old to fucking remember this.
You're too old to fucking remember.
You will not remember
Yeah.
this 10 years from now.
And don't wear all black when you're riding a bike.
Yeah, don't wear all black when you're riding a bike. Or wear a goddamn helmet.
Wear a helmet.
Wear a fucking helmet.
Wear a fucking helmet.
Yeah, we covered that
Yeah.
PPE in episode 4. Talking about protective equipment in episode 4. So there you go.
So it's going to be. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome,
So
sir.
I'll give you that one.
Thank
There
you.
you go. Yeah, cheaper than CAT scans.
Yep.
And you want a cheap helmet? Do you have a cheap head? All things I ask people.
Cats aren't easy to scan. I'll tell you that. You gotta get those fuckers on the table and they try to scratch you.
Yeah, well, you gotta know how to handle that pussy.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Should get you every time. So you said your friends were riding BMX. Did you ever do any BMX stuff, or did
A
you
little
ever try
bit.
on
I
your
mean,
road bike, or
nothing on a track, but
right?
I never had one, so I'd always borrow my buddies.
Right.
Had a pretty pimp BMX bike, and so I'd go out and do BMX. Really here in town, I live near Devil's Den.
Oh, okay.
Devil's Den, which is now known as Cathedral Rock, on the other side of Leon Creek Greenway.
Cathedral Rock.
It's called Cathedral Rock now.
Oh, really?
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
I think the city didn't want to call it Devil's Den.
Oh, I get it.
So, but we used to live, when I moved from Austin to San Antonio, we used to live in a neighborhood right there off of Timber Hill, right by Devil's Den, and that's place
northwest side of north,
right by Ingram Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that north side?
Northwest side.
Northwest.
Yeah, they call it Northwest.
I'm just trying to give the viewers an idea if they've never been to San Antonio.
It's
Northwest.
northwest side of town, right on the outside loop of 410, off of like Ingram, Wurzbach area.
Have you been out there recently?
Yeah.
Like in the last year, have you seen like the new work?
The new trails stuff?
Yeah.
They're great, man. Yeah. I used to do naughty teenager stuff at those little gravel pits that are right there. Yeah.
I thought I saw your name on the wall.
Probably, I'm sure it's there more than once.
For a good time, call Fern.
I'll get that number at the end of the show.
He'll put it at the bottom. He'll put it at the bottom for us.
For a good hooker.
For a good hooker. Call Fern. I'll hook you up.
But no, they used to have like in fact, some of those trails that they turned into, those new trails that they made out there, they actually incorporated some of the trails that have always been out there.
Right.
They just cleaned them up really well.
So the last episode we had Patrick Jarvis on, and what we had about that was we were trying to really it was really me trying to, because I've been honestly I kind of went along with the consensus of like just it was partially me like just kind of being anti-organization for the most part, just being in the military for 20 years. It was kind of like I didn't really want to be a part of the bureaucracy of everything and what have you.
Yeah.
So
the business of everything.
Yeah. So I had we had Fern on. I mean not Fern. Yeah, you were on last week too. No.
Sweet.
No, we had Patrick Jarvis on, and he's the.
Did I do good?
You did pretty good. I was proud of you, man. Good. Yeah.
You did a great job.
You did a great job.
Even better this episode.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You weren't present this episode. But no, we had him on, and we were, kind of just trying to get into the inner workings of what Storm does and like what they're bringing to the city and stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that the pump track over at Mac is going to be Bellows. Bellows is going to be doing that, the pump track, and then
cool.
They also secured the land at the golf course by LCG, and they got some like future projects for that as well.
Yeah. They're present on a lot of the city meetings and stuff like that. And that's one thing. I know there's a lot of melee about groups and organizations.
Right. Yeah, I get most sides of it. Like I understand like most sides. Like I get where people are coming from. Like some people, they want to ride now. They want to build the stuff. And they don't want to wait. So I get that part. And then with the biking boom, so to speak, that has kind of happened recently, we have a lot more people, exploring the trails, building stuff. And I get like the position from Storm where they have to, I gotta zoom back in. Gotta pop in. And we got a fucking wormhole here. We're fucking disappearing. Oh, there it is again.
Sounded echoey.
So, yeah. Hello.
Anybody out there?
Yeah, so I get all sides of it, like, but at the same time, like, we need to have organizations such as that to bring, like, the more, because I was talking about last week, like, the city, they're not going to want to deal with, like, non-organization. It's just kind of like a bunch of random people, just like, hey, we want this, we want
Yeah,
that.
they don't want a Facebook page coming up and
Yeah, exactly.
blah,
They
blah, blah.
want like
somebody who's accredited.
Yeah, a face to the name, you know,
Yeah.
that's going to be around, and they can.
I know a lot of the Storm guys. I mean, again, being as long as in this industry as I have, I've dealt with Storm on either side, and they're a necessary entity.
Right.
That's for sure. They're a necessary entity because they are the guys that are going to go out there to the city meetings, and eventually they're the ones that are the voices that are going to be heard through the city council, who needs to be there, who needs to hear that type of stuff.
Right.
And there's not too many groups out there that
are willing to give their personal time. Right.
That type of time, because it takes some fucking time. I've been to some of those meetings.
And that's the kind of gist I got. And I've been not sense of Storm, but one of my last positions when I was in was I sound like I was in jail when I was in the Pinta.
Back when I was in.
No, we had to there was any type of project. It took a long time to plan for. We had to get the money, and then we had to go and construction. Anyway, so I understand. I get all that. So it was good to understand that and kind of bring that to people that are not really aware of it, and kind of just they're also trying to get IMBA to get an IMBA certified trail here or something like that. I don't know where that's going to be at, but that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool. That's every group has. Like I said, Storm's a necessary entity.
Right.
All the groups that we have out there, Facebook wise and organizational wise.
Right.
I mean, think about John. The project that.
Keep talking. I'm gonna take this out.
What is the project that you do?
For me?
With Jonathan.
Oh, the dirt therapy project?
Yeah, dirt therapy. God,
yeah, you're good, man.
The dirt therapy project guys. That guy's a necessary entity as well, man. What he's doing is remarkable for you guys, for bringing awareness and every aspect of it. And it takes that type of guy to, giving him major props. It takes that type of guy to get out there and be the voice and be what's heard and collect what's needed and stuff like that.
Right.
So I totally get that. But all these little groups out there, I mean, you think about Facebook page and just San Antonio alone, you got San Antonio mountain bikers, Texas Trail Demons, South Texas Trail Demons, Trail Ninjas.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of
San Antonio.
There's a lot of them. San Antonio Cyclist.
Right.
There's a general group there, and all these groups started for, their own necessary reasons.
Right.
Whether how they started or what they wanted to be in that group and stuff like that is whatever the stories are.
Right.
And I hear a lot. I do hear a lot. There's assholes in every group. There really
there's assholes everywhere.
But that
I've been called an asshole a few times. Actually.
Oh man, so am I. But
haven't we all?
Probably not him.
Oh, that's probably one of the nicest thing anybody there told me.
But there's people in groups that kind of give that group a bad name sometimes, but you got to see past that. You really do have to see past that.
Right, that's pretty much what it was. It was kind of me when we had Patrick on. That's what it was. It was me just challenging myself. All right, I've been kind of going with consensus, but I really have no reason to be talking in any type of negative way for any organization that's trying to do good for a sport or pastime, whatever you want to call it, that I love, that it's brought me so much joy.
Yeah.
And they were trying to bring bigger things, because it would be sweet if we, and I say we, San Antonio or Kansas City or whatever, turn this into like a Bentonville, if you will, where it has that type of flexibility within the city. We could ride around. There's stuff that a little bit of stuff for everyone. It'd be good for the city overall.
But it takes every group. It takes everybody on the same page.
Yeah, it does. It does. And until we can kind of get everybody on the same page and kind of bring everybody to a consensus of looking in the bigger picture. I mean, that's the only time.
I think the way it should properly done. Look at Jimmy and his land.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy over at Flat Rock.
So Jimmy is a Flat Rock. There's a working ranch that's just west of San Antonio. It's called Flat Rock Ranch, and this guy has live. He has live cattle.
Is that he actually has nationally rated trails at his property, just in Comfort, Texas,
wow.
which is 45 minutes away from him. And it's every level of riding. And he, the way he does it and the way he invites to do trail maintenance is he offers points, he offers, entry fees and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, you can get like if you're
He
working
gives
off
us-
days, you can get a season pass for it.
he gives incentives to do trail work.
Right.
And I think that's a great way to do it. That's an ideal way to do it because, I mean, to be strong-armed into like, hey, you ride these trails. And some of these, it's been said that people have been guilt-tripped into trying to do maintenance. And it's like, you can't run it like that. You really can't. You really should not, at least.
Right.
Because everybody's got a different agenda. You don't know what my work is during the day. I don't know what your work is during the day. And maybe I don't, I want to get out there. This is my release. I don't want to have to think about,
if I'm riding here, I gotta pay.
I gotta feel that I'm owing something if I'm riding. My tires are touching that dirt.
Right.
I think I've kind of paid it forward in this industry.
Right.
Right. I mean, it is what it is, and there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it, and that's what I hear. You should never have to guilt trip somebody to do work.
Right.
Like I said, Jimmy doesn't guilt trip people. He gives incentive.
Right.
What do you do when you go out there and do trail maintenance with him? You get, not only do you get points toward possibly getting free entry fee, you get points towards your race schedule if you're racing.
Mm-hmm.
You get, he gives you lunch, he gives you beer, and
you also get to learn, like, if you don't know how to trail build, you get to learn the trade of trail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And so, I mean, he never once guilt tripped anybody into doing stuff.
Right.
So.
No, Jimmy's doing it right. And actually, we kind of got into the conversation of Bandera Bike Park last week.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of just gave our spiel on, like, our personal experiences with it. Like, Patrick, he did some work out there, and he has his own experiences, like how stuff went south for him as far as with the owner over there.
Yeah.
And then my personal experiences with that was what I kind of experienced for my own. Like, I heard all these rumblings, but a lot of the same thing. It was kind of like I want to have my own experiences as opposed to kind of just going off what somebody else is saying. And then I kind of thought for myself, and then he was just arrogant and whatever. But so it's kind of like the like we talk how to.
I don't have enough experience.
No. I don't plan to get into that right now. It's just kind of bringing me back to like one of the right ways and one of the wrong ways, and we all learn differently. Hopefully, everyone like learned what they need to from that experience. So switching gears a little bit, pun intended. So, if are you a hardtail kind of guy or full suspension?
Personally, hardtail.
Hardtail.
That's what I've always ridden.
Yeah.
I admit I've picked up my first mountain bike in. Really, for mountain biking, I picked up my first mountain bike in like 94, 95.
Nice.
And I mean that was when, disc brakes weren't a thing. 8-speed has just reared its head.
That was probably like revolutionary.
Threadless headsets literally are just coming about.
Wow.
1-inch travel with 1.5-inch long was long travel. And like inch and a quarter.
So he's talking about the front fork, the amount of travel that goes. It was just an inch.
So Simon's bike, you have a lot of stanchion tube. The front fork has a lot of slider. It probably has 6 inches of travel.
Yeah, I don't know.
5-6 inches of travel.
160.
160 is about 6 inches. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got about 6 inches of suspension play.
Okay.
And then he said
where
back in the day it was
it was like inch and a quarter was long travel.
Oh, wow. Came a long way.
You had a lot of upgrades and stuff like that. So, the first mountain bike I had was a threaded headset. I had a carbon 1-inch, inch and a quarter shock on the front end.
They probably thought you were like,
damn,
all that travel up there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we didn't take it off.
Technicolors and all that stuff.
Yeah, dude, that's badass.
But yeah, and it's come a long way, man. So that's what I've always ridden. You learn how to ride like fucking Gumby, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so that way you can make any bike. And I've tried full suspension. I like full suspension. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But full suspension also makes you'll fucking get this. Also makes you brave.
Yeah.
I'm 47, man. I'm gonna be doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
gotten beat up a lot in rugby, man. I need to chill out a little bit.
I do a lot of stupid shit on a hardtail too. Though. I was doing like a cowabunga on my hardtail.
Oh yeah, no, it could be done.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
could definitely be done. And like
It's
I did
a lot
that
harder.
Colorado trip. We did that 7-mile climb with the 7-mile descent. Yeah, that shit was nuts.
Yeah.
You know, I was launching off a lot of stuff. So,
Yeah.
but now the hardtail kind of keeps you like, I can do that.
Yeah, but it kind of.
I'm gonna feel it.
Yeah. I'm gonna feel it even more. I'm gonna feel it.
And that's why, quite honestly, that's why I prefer to ride my single speed rigid bike, because it'll keep me from, like I can do that.
Right. Yeah. I got that.
I'm just gonna pedal. That's what I'm gonna do.
So Chugg has just kind of got into. He had issues with his rear derailleur. He has a 2x or
Okay.
a 3x, I think. And
Yeah.
did you ever end up figuring? I guess you rode your bike the other day, but what?
Yeah. No, I ended up returning that bike to my cousin because it was his bike, and I was gonna try to fix it for him. But he just has one good gear, and it stays in that gear for right now. So.
Does it not just? Is it just not shifting right, or?
No, it's not shifting right. I don't think I routed the cable correctly in the grip shifter, and I think that I cut the actual cable too short. So when it comes up, it's not enough play in the back of the cable on the derailleur.
So is it not reaching the full capacity of the cassette?
No, it's not.
Does it want to?
I don't know.
So let me ask you this: does it?
Did you ask it?
Do you get like?
I didn't ask it.
Does it have good shifting on half the cassette, and the other half is just sloppy as hell?
No.
One.
It's one. Like it shifts smooth. So I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm at a stopping point. That's why I gave it back.
It might be just a misrouted cable. It sounds like.
So and then on top of that, like obviously it's nationwide, but the bike shops up there are having the same issues you guys are as far as like the demand for bikes.
No, definitely.
Yeah. And I've told them, like, we talked about on the show like maybe twice about how like when I walked in there one time, I was like all these customers' bikes are in there and y'all don't have any inventory because it's just like people bought them and then everyone's kind of bringing the bikes out of the sheds and you guys are restoring bikes and man, it's been crazy, man.
But
crazy times.
But I want to also tell you at the same time, Simon, that we talked about this with Ron. We've talked about this with others, and
No,
you got issues? Come in, man.
Yeah, no, by no means. Yeah, that's why I still go in and stuff. Yeah, but I was just talking about, but they don't know him. Like he just started riding, so it's kind of like, hey, it's gonna be like a 3-4 week.
If you ever want to, and I think Simon's done this with me before. If you ever want to FaceTime, with the bike in front of you, I mean, I can direct you, to see awesome. That's messed up, or here you want to route it like this, or whatever. So I mean,
and I don't I know I've told you, Chugg, I've taken my bike in for indexing many a times because that's one of the things I'm starting to get it now, which is strange because the only way I can index my gears now is if I'm riding it. Like I do it by feel, and I keep doing the barrel adjuster.
Yeah.
But if I'm like looking at it, I fuck it up. I go the wrong way, and then I just end up fucking it up.
Take that shot with it.
Yeah, I'm just like But luckily for me, it's a 1x, so I only have one chain ring in the front, and I just have to worry about the rear cogs.
So what's the riding scene like over in Kansas for you? Do they have I'm sure they have organized groups as well.
Yeah, but I'm not really connected to them really. So like when I go riding, it's mostly trails paved by myself, like along the river, because that's the Kansas River or the Missouri River.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of trails, and they're building a lot more new ones too, as you can tell. Like they kind of go along the highway and along the river.
So I can't tell I'm not there.
So get to my suggestion would be to
Facebook.
Find a consistent riding spot. There are two ways to do it, right? Old school way, find a consistent riding spot, consistent time, and see who's regularly there as well. That looks like they know what they're doing, right? They got the, the sponsored jersey, or they got all the equipment, like the right pump, the right helmet, the right shoes, all that stuff, and start talking to them, because most cyclists are like rugby players, or like any other thing that you get into recreationally wise. People want to talk about their recreation, so talk to somebody. Don't break that. And it's weird nowadays with the COVID going on and whatnot, but be sensible about it. But talk to a cyclist, because an avid cyclist will give you the time of day. Like, oh yeah, I probably wouldn't suggest talking to a road rider right away. I would look at a mountain biker. If that's what you want to do, if that's what Simon does and stuff like that. Talk to the guy with the mountain bikers. Mountain bikers usually by the way of the sword. Mountain bikers are usually a lot more chill and want to talk about their trail ride. Look for that type of guy. Ask them, hey, where do you like to ride? This and that. And you're probably not gonna be able to ride with them on a hybrid or anything like that, but you can at least start getting ideas, asking questions. Hey, I want to get in a mountain bike. What do you suggest? Where do you suggest to go? What shop do you go to? Stuff like that. And just start talking to people like that. Facebook, you can do the same thing, right? Get on hey, throw it up on your personal page, like, hey, where's, who are the cyclists in the city near me? What kind of questions? And you'll be surprised on how many people will answer back like, man, this is what I do. It's kind of a cult following sometimes, you'll find out.
Or go to a bike shop, a good bike shop, and you recommend one, and you can talk to the mechanics there, like, hey, where's a good place to go riding? And this is the kind of riding I do.
I have done that. Like when I was messing with the derailer, I was picking their brains. I was like, hey, is there any trails? But it was pretty much trails that I know about and I've ridden. So
yeah. Start talking to, like I said, to the actual cyclists and stuff like that on Facebook or on live in person, and that way you'll start getting you'll start eventually getting into like, hey, we're going to meet at this place and do a ride. Hey, we're going to meet at this place and do a ride, and then that's how you start kind of spreading your wings on where to ride and stuff like that, and definitely steer you in the right direction. That's for sure.
Yeah, the way I got into it was, well, first I started like hanging out with these guys at the shop since I was retired. Like, I would just hang out around them, and then I would get information from them. But
you came in to buy a bike for your wife and yourself, right?
I bought a bike. Like, she reminded me of this yesterday. I bought a bike for me initially, but on my birthday, the year after I bought, the same in 2018, I bought the Narco bike, and then on my birthday, I bought my wife a bike.
Yeah.
Narco 20.
Yeah.
I still love that bike, man.
That's a badass bike. That's the one I ride.
It's a nice bike. I'll put a picture on her so you can see it. But I just bought her. Jesse was selling his Canefield, small frame.
Yeah.
And I just bought it.
Did you buy that from?
I bought it.
Dude.
It's nice, dude. Like the color scheme and the
dude. I love
my front.
Canefields are great, dude.
So I'm gonna fix it up little by little. Like I think I'm gonna try to. Like, I got some ideas for it, so I'm gonna try to do that. But that's one of the things is I started asking them questions, and then I went out for rides with myself, and I kind of just ran into people, and I started talking to people, and then luckily I got invited by them. But another thing I did, I felt like I was like on Tinder or something, I was doing like, well, hold up, let me explain. Hey, listen, like, what the fuck are you doing on Tinder? No, like that's what I felt like because I went to like a mountain bike meetup. It's like a meetup app, whatever, but like it was for mountain bikers. But you just meet up and then you go for on rides. So I did a couple of those, and it was kind of weird because I mean some people were cool.
Clothing optional.
Yeah, clothing optional.
Spandex.
Bids only.
Yeah. So I ended up riding with them a few rides, but it was kind of awkward. Honestly, it was like people were like, I guess they were on.
Imagine because you don't know them. You know what I'm saying? You don't
know
nobody, so it would be kind of like a first date.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward the first few rides, and then I ended up riding with some other. I actually met Jesse on the trails, and then ended up riding with them, and like I just do that, and like.
Yeah, once you find like somebody to the cool person that kind of matches what you want to do, rides where you want to ride, is really easygoing and stuff like that. Once you find that person, man, you're gonna start branching out everywhere on the
Yeah.
rides and stuff like that.
Like I ride it with once I found that, like I ride it with everyone now. Like, I don't care if they're like if they want to ride, like because I learn different things from different people. Just
Okay.
little tips. People see me riding and be like, hey, you might want to work on keeping your heels down when you're going downhill. Just like little stuff like that, and I would just try to apply it. And just try
Me
to
and this guy have only ridden like once together so far.
yeah. So I know we've been trying, but we kind of missed each other. And then COVID happened, and you don't even fucking ride anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, I try to ride.
Yeah,
I'm trying to ride more. I really am.
That's good. Well, let me know. You can put that helmet on if you
It's
want.
okay. You don't fit on my fat head.
So if you had a dream bike, dude, what would your dream bike be? Like if you could build up a bike right now, no money, like no, if money was an option.
I'm almost there.
What are you building up?
I want to, well,
Are
mountain
you
bike.
trying to keep it like
No, I want to get
Secret.
so basically
Secret.
no that torrent I got.
Yeah.
I want to build that up on a titanium frame.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this also does a titanium timber jack.
So you're just gonna take the components and
Yeah, I'm gonna
them
swap
over?
it over, and I'm gonna build myself an Onyx hubs on some spank rims,
Dude, that'd be badass.
and Onyx
So-
hubs on some spank rims, and then that'll be
So
That's what I
Onyx,
want.
Onyx hubs. So there's two type of popular hubs right now. There's like i9s, industry 9s, but they're like really loud. And the thing is with those is they have like points of engagement on the rear hub. So when you're riding and you pedal, it's the delay when you actually crank the pedals. Sometimes you'll have like a dead zone where you don't feel anything, and then it grabs.
Do you ever coast and then like you go to pedal and you got that little bit of a throw before it engages?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the nicer hubs, the less that happens. You know,
Okay.
so i9 and Onyx almost have almost instant engagement. So when you're coast and you go to push, you're already got pressure.
It's
down.
like you're on a single speed. Like if you ever rode a BMX, it's just like you're constantly
Constantly.
right.
Yeah, almost instantaneous.
So
So,
with i9, I mean, unless they have a silent hub now, but most of them, it sounds like
they're getting
it's
louder
like
and louder.
really loud. Like, you know, it sounded cool, but after a while, it's kind of like.
What's it sound like again?
Do it again?
Yeah, that's pretty close, dude. It sounds like a pissed off bumblebee, but the Onyx hub, it's like no sound. It's just like it's just quiet.
Silent
so you kind
sound,
of just get that like you just hear the tire noise on the trails and stuff like that.
Okay.
So and those are the difference. So when you talk about Onyx hubs, those are hubs that I would like to do because I'm trying to do like trial stuff as well. What I'm really trying to do is just be like a well-rounded rider where I can do like everything. And it's gonna take me some time to get there. But I've noticed like with some of the other hubs, there's like when you have that delay and you're trying to do like trial stuff, you have to just be more consciously aware that you have to be in a bigger gear. Not a bigger gear, but hold on, we're on Echale right here.
Hey, sir.
There you go, sir. So either way, I mean, so you're gonna build it up. Like you're gonna. What
Yeah.
type of fork do you have on the
DBO.
DVO?
Diamond.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is it? 140.
140?
140. Nice. That's plenty for here, honestly.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, again, I don't. Sean and I rode last night over Salado Creek.
Oh, nice. Dude,
And,
last time we were in there.
It's we did 6.8 miles.
You still do
Like
the
get kicked
Thursday,
in the dick the entire time.
You still do the Thursday night rides then? I guess.
We're
You're
just starting them up.
starting up again.
We're gonna hit them again tomorrow or next Thursday,
I might.
So if you wanna go?
next Thursday.
and then we'll I think the Thursday after that we're gonna go to Madrone.
Nice. I've been in Madrone once. I was on hardtail. I should have worn my kidney belt or something. You fucking hang.
It's rough, dude.
It's rough, dude.
Well, Salado Creek's the same way, man.
Oh,
It's,
yeah. I don't.
how's the so? Is there any? How is the terrain difference in Kansas?
I know. I think of Kansas. I just think of flat.
I mean,
like
it's
Texas.
yeah, it's fairly flat for the most part. I mean, you could, like if you go to like lakes and stuff and like ride those trails, then you'll run into some inclines maybe, but for
How's
the
the
most part, it's
terrain?
all
Is it-
flat.
How's the rocks there? Rocks and roots or nothing or?
Just more
Jumping over
serious
corn.
rocks. Yeah, nah, we ain't no jumping over no corn over here. Maybe dodging a tornado or two, but that's about it. We ain't jumping over no corn.
Challenges, man. Challenges at every corner.
Adversity.
So a lot of rocks.
Yeah, it's a lot of rocks. It's rocky.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got South Texas known for its roughness.
Like Camp
Yeah.
Eagle. I went to Camp Eagle recently. That's in Rock Springs. I never knew why they called it Rock Springs, and then when I went there, it literally looks like a fucking asteroid field. Like it looks like a rock like just blew up over it and it just landed everywhere, like little
So
boulders.
not a lot of people
all on the grass.
know this, but
I think it was underwater
About
at
it.
the time.
probably about 2 decades ago, one of these I forgot what company it was, but they did a study like on what region of the country had the most warranty claims from broken frames.
Oh shit!
And they literally called it the Devil's Triangle, and it was just south of San Antonio to just past Houston to just north of Dallas and back down. That triangle right there had the most warranted frames in the country.
Wow.
Sound like a lot of wrecks.
It's
No, it's just
wrecks and rocks and wrecks.
man.
But yeah, I rode out in I remember rode out in Richmond. Every part of the country has its obstacles, right? Their challenges. I went to Richmond, Virginia, and did over in Shenandoah Mountains. They did a race out there. They did this thing called the Six Pack Downhill. They were doing a race called the Shenandoah 100, which was a weekend long festival. It's a 100-mile race that left, I think, on Saturday morning or something like that. And it was a 100-mile fucking race, and a mountain bike race. But before all that, they did this big party festival, kegs of beer. I mean, just huge.
Yeah.
And so Friday they did this thing called the Six Pack Downhill, and you staged. They would take all the riders. The entry fee cost a six pack of beer, and you walk to the top of this mountain because there's no fucking riding it. You walk to the top of this mountain, and then you get to the top of the mountain. You walk up one side, and then they would stage people, like 20-second delay stages on like a downhill, and whoever made the fastest time won all the six packs, and you would party down like Sunday night when everything was done. So
Nice.
it was yeah. So I went and did that. I was on that Kona 29er full rigid single speed, of course, and I rode that thing, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's rocky." I was like, "It's I'm from South Texas. It ain't rocky.
Right.
It's different rock." That's what they said. It was like fucking riding on like China, like plates.
Oh, like the shell.
Yeah.
The shell.
So you're
rock?
riding.
Yeah.
I was on this ridge line coming down the fucking mountain. Turn the corner and tire hits, and you're shooting out literally sheets of rock. Just like that go from under your tire. Shit. Oh my god, that was nuts. But yeah, it was all that rock was just plates.
Yeah.
And so you turn a corner, that shit would shoot out from underneath you. It was nuts.
Damn. All those camera people were trying to like getting their heads cut off and shit.
I know.
Get out of the way, duck and cover.
Duck and cover, because that's the safest way. Duck and cover.
Duck and cover.
Yes.
So we had like being a bike mechanic, you've probably seen what's like some of the craziest shit you've seen, like people bring in like a bike and you're like, what the fuck did you do?
So in the bike industry, there's a term called JRA. JRA is just riding along, because you'll always hear somebody say, "I was just riding along, and this fucking broke. I was just riding along, and my fork broke in half." Like, man, I just want to say right now, a seasoned bicycle mechanic, and I'm not gonna boast, man. It doesn't take long to be a seasoned bike mechanic, but
Right.
a seasoned bike mechanic or forensic fucking scientist, man. We can tell what the fuck happened.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
You got a
Okay.
buckled frame, flat spot on the wheels, your saddles rails are fucking bent and this and that. I just ride it on the trail. Yeah, shut the fuck up, man. We know what's up.
Yeah.
Man. Wheels, man. I'm a wheel guy. You know that. I love to fucking build wheels. Been building wheels since '96. I know what the fuck you did to that wheel.
Yeah.
I know what happened to that goddamn wheel.
Damn, dude.
So, yeah, we get a lot of stories. You know, be honest. Be honest. Like, hey, man, I was fucking around. I didn't see this pothole and buckled my wheel.
That's
That
what happened
sucks
to
for
me.
Yeah.
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 I fucking started doing those steel grates and I saw it last and tried to bunny hop it. And
Wah,
I
wah.
I
Yeah.
caught one of the wheel walls and rest is history.
As far as funky stories, man, I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of stuff. Billy, God rest his soul. I was working with him at Bike World years and years ago, and
I didn't know bike road has been around that long.
since '71.
Really?
Yeah. So we're working at the Alamo Heights shop together, and this is right after Katrina, and he gets he's working on this bike. I hear, Fern. What's up? Come here, check this out. And I walk over here. He's like, yeah, this guy saved this bike from Louisiana, and he brought it in to get it serviced. I was like, okay. I took out the bottom bracket. You said it was underwater. I was like, how far underwater? And it's like, I don't fucking know, but check this out. I look inside the fucking bottom bracket. The bottom bracket is where your cranks are.
Mm-hmm.
Cranks are the spindle spins them, right? That little piece in there is called your bottom bracket. He took that out. There's a fucking fish. Not a big one, but a fish inside the fucking frame.
Wow.
How?
I was like, what? How the fuck that happened? And he was like, I don't know. That's fucking weird. Some weird shit there. I've seen. I saw a guy come in one time. He's like, "Oh, I want to get my bike fixed." I was like, "Oh, what the fuck happened?" I'm looking at this thing, and it looked like it fucking exploded. I mean, like, you know, your cable housing. You know, your cable housing for your shifters in particular.
Yeah.
There's two types of housing, right? You have brake housing and you have shifter housing. Brake housing is coiled, real tightly coiled, very flexible, right? And shifter housing is elongated. You have steel little cables that twist up like this in the housing, and it's stiffer. All of that was fucking melted off. Each individual wire just exploded. It just like opened up. I was like, what the fuck happened? He's like, oh, it was in a garage fire. I was like, I can't do anything with this. If you got it hot enough to melt the fucking housing on this goddamn bike, melt the tires, melt the grips, anything that was fucking plastic, anything that was fucking rubber was just drooping off this fucking thing. I was like, no, I'm not going to rebuild. Oh, you can rebuild this. It's just fine. It's like, no, man. Let me call Trek and make sure, but I'm pretty damn sure that this is no good.
Right.
Yeah, do what you got to do. So
I got to condemn that thing.
Yeah. So Trek basically said, nah, you know, it's like heat treating something again. It becomes brittle the second time. And so I told him that, and he was like, "You're done, you do?" No, fuck no, man. I gotta touch this shit with a 10-foot pole. Get out of my face.
Yeah. Especially.
So what do you suggest I do? Get a new damn bike. Don't ride it.
I'm surprised his homeowner's insurance didn't pay for the to get a new frame.
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to do. I'm not gonna even go into
No. So,
well, we all got our ideas of what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
But there was that one. There was one long ago. I'll never forget this one. Dude, the thing, I was doing a tune-up on this thing, and it just smelled like death. Like something fucking died on it. And it wasn't human. I don't know what the fuck it was. But it was just covered in fur, smelled like fucking death. I'm doing this fucking tune-up, and it, like fur going everywhere. Got down my.
Oh.
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what it was, but it was fucking gross as shit.
Maybe he had like, I don't know, fucking skunk died on it or something.
He ran over some type of roadkill. I'm not sure.
Damn.
Like I think he was aiming for it. I don't know.
Probably one of his fetishes.
It was fucking gross.
Speaking of aiming for stuff, I was aiming for some what was it, some geese the other day. I missed them though.
I ran over a fucking squirrel one time.
I did too by accident.
Fucking stupid ass squirrels.
Yeah, because I was.
Oh, your bicycle?
Yeah, man, those little dickheads.
They don't know where like which way to go.
They
So you'll
said-
be riding, and then they'll just change direction.
And there's so many people, if you actually look into this, there's so many people that have wrecked badly for trying to dodge squirrels. And I've done it a couple times, like, fucking good thing I had some type of handling skills because I was able to pull it off. But I was riding with a buddy of mine, and we're going down the Leon Creek Trail on the pavement of this one park. And right by those UTSA apartments where you go over the creek and you go up that little curve.
Right.
So right there is part of the local trails here. And we're cruising down the pavement, and I see this squirrel. It runs across, and it stops right in my fucking path. And he just, stupid little squirrel look like this. I was like, I'm not going to fucking move. And my buddy looks at me. Eddie looks at me. He's like, yeah. I was like, no, I'm not going to fucking move. Because last time I did this, I almost fucking bit it bad.
Right.
I'm not going to move. And I'm on my salsa, that 29er. Right. I'm not moving. Not moving. I watch this squirrel as my tire approaches his fucking face. I'm like, fuck. Can I go this way? He went, of course, the direction I fucking went. I fucking ran his ass over, dude. I just see little paws from the back. Whack!
Oh.
I turned around. I was like, you son of a bitch. I turned around. Things like breakdancing on the fucking ground. Like, and it takes off.
Damn, dude. I know. I tried to avoid one last time, and the same thing. Like,
Little fucking
I went
assholes.
left, and then he went left, so I went right, and then he went right.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
cut back, and I just got his tail. So you just see like his tail, like I don't know, like cut it off or something. So he's just like running, his tail is fucking going all crazy, and I was like, oh my god.
I don't feel bad for that shit anymore. Those little dudes are assholes, man.
Yeah, they don't care.
So top 5, if you had to do top 5 things that is like customers do, like I'll throw like an easy one, like an example. Bringing a bike in when it's like fucking muddy. Like, what else?
Oh man, how much time you got?
Let's bring it around a little quick. Let's do top 5 things for customers not to do.
Dog shit on your tires, probably.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that one. But
Oh, fuck, man. Dog shit on your tires.
You said that quick. That must happen a lot.
It does. It really does. And it's fucking, like, oh, my wheels are, especially if you're coming with dog shit on your tires and you're saying your fucking wheels are untrue.
yeah,
Like, all right, put it up in the stand. Oh, flat tire. Oh,
and you got to spin it too, so
Yeah.
it can fling off.
Dog shit on your tires. That's an upcharge.
Tax them.
That's a paddling. Tell the truth. You came in with a damaged bike. Tell the truth. I mean, we're not here to fucking penalize you. We're not going to charge you more. We're not going to
Right.
this or that. You may not like the answer, but tell the truth. Tell the
Yeah.
truth about what happened to the bike. I'd say number 2. Fuck. Number 3 would probably be
So you have dog shit
Waiting.
on tires.
waiting the last minute to get full service done on your bike.
Mm.
Oh, I need a tune-up, and I got to race in like the next 6 hours or something like that. That's
Mm.
a little over-exaggerated, but not far from the truth
Right.
either. I need a or that your bike is fucking just whacked out its gourd, and you're coming in to get like full service done in like the next couple of days.
Right.
Especially nowadays, it ain't gonna fucking be done. But allow your mechanic ample time to evaluate what's going on and come up. Might not get a full tune-up, but they might be able to do a the necessary needs that need to be done to the bicycle to get you rolling
Right.
in an ample amount of time. You know, it goes both ways.
Yeah, and that makes sense overall. Like, I don't think anything you said is like a customer or like somebody listening to this would be like, "Oh, that's bullshit." You know?
No.
That's
It's
what
pretty much,
bullshit.
it sounds like common sense stuff.
You gotta take my
Not
dog
common.
shit.
That dog shit was on the tire when I bought the bike.
You take the dog shit, you gonna like it.
We're really fairly easy going, man.
No, yeah, I don't think I walk into anybody.
What did I say? Dog shit on tires.
Dog shit
Be
on
honest.
tires, being honest.
Don't come in with a rush job when you know
Rush
it's
job.
not going to be a rush job.
What was the last one you just said?
That was it.
Rush job.
4. I don't know what 4 would be. I'm sure I got it in there.
We can come back.
Oh,
Okay.
most bicycle shops have a mechanic area and a customer area. If you're not invited back, don't walk back there and stand over your fucking customer's shoulder, watching them do the job. You know, if the customer, if the mechanic calls you back, they're like, "Hey, come back here and look at this," then you're willing to go. But as they're doing the job, don't stand over their shoulder.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I remember when
It's a pet peeve.
when I was in the military, I was in communications, and we would be in a building, and we'd always have somebody that would walk over and like, "Hey, did you?" Because we would do the comm lines, the computer lines, LAN, WAN, whatever, and like they would walk over like, "Hey, did you do something with my computer? Like my internet's running slow," and I'm like, and I knew they were just. They were just. I knew because I didn't touch anything, so I'd be like, "Hey, what's your port number?" They would go check, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay," and then I'd fucking unplug it, and then I would go to lunch, and I'd come back. I knew they weren't like a vital customer or whatever. They were just like, or I would have people like at the door, with their coffee, like because I would have it open because sometimes it'd be hot in the comm room, and they would just be like, I was like, "May I help you?" They're like, "Oh no, just."
Just being nosy.
Get the door. Excuse me. And close the door on them. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You got nothing better to do but like watch me work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know because it would if you don't have a question and you're just kind of just standing there, I got shit to do. You know what I mean? It's kind of rude.
I've had people 6 inches over my shoulder, looking over my fucking hands as I'm, adjusting the derailleur. It's like,
Are they like touching you too?
A little
Hey,
bit.
what is that? What are you doing? What are you doing right there?
Is this boner weird right now? Oh man.
Sound like y'all gonna have a great Friday night over there.
Yeah.
And then I'd say number 5, as far as mechanical, don't tell me the job you brought in your bike to do the job too.
Oh, okay. Like it is.
Right. Yeah. Like, oh, all you have to do is this.
Like,
all you have to do is that. I'm like,
yeah.
let me look at it and figure it out. Or if I'm already looking at it and figuring it out, all you have to do is no. It takes a little bit more than that.
But at the same time, it's like, well, that's all you gotta do. What the fuck are you bringing the bike in? Why don't you do it?
Exactly.
What do you need me for?
Well, fuck. If you already got it, I've told customers that before, man. Like when I've gotten frustrated, probably shouldn't have said like, "Well, shit, man. It sounds like you already know what's going on. Here's your bike taken out, saying, well, no, why don't you do it?" I was like, well, let me fucking look at it then. Shut the fuck up. Stay over there. Oh man, that's probably that's probably my top 5.
There you go. Top 5, dude. You ready for
round them out?
So so you were on a hybrid. You have a hybrid right now?
Yeah, I have a hybrid, a giant.
Okay.
Hybrid.
Cool.
What's an excursion? Was that what it's called? Or was that the mongoose, right?
Yeah, that was a mongoose. That was the one I was trying to fix. That didn't work out so well, but it's all good.
Hey, give it a shot.
Yeah, I tried. It's better than what it was. It wasn't rideable before.
Yeah, the customers have come in that work on their own stuff, and they're like, "Hey, man, I started this and fucked it up, man." I love those customers, man. I love them.
That's me.
Because you know what? that's the fucking honest part. Like, man, let me take a look at it, see what's going on.
One time,
I'll help you out.
One time, I called him. I was like, "What? How hard is it like to replace a fucking shift cable, right?" And I wish I had a. No, that's a derailleur right there. So I opened the wrong side of the shifter. I had the SRAM GX shifter, and all the fucking parts just came out.
Oh,
The spring, the little bolts. So I just put it all back in the box, and I called them. I was like, "Hey man, I fucked up the shifter. I opened the wrong side." They're like, "Just bring it in." I brought it in, and he's fucking going through. I'm like, but they ended up like fixing it and stuff. But I was just like,
we got a new one replaced.
yeah.
Yeah, we got it replaced, and
Yeah.
I actually fixed that. I put it back
Yeah,
together.
you did. I was there. I saw you. Yeah, I was like, it was like a
Richard was like, nah,
Yeah.
we're gonna fucking SRAM hello.
nope.
I was like,
I'm not
no,
doing that.
I got this shit. I fucking
So yeah, I'm that customer. I'm like, hey man, I tried. I fucked it up.
no. We've always loved Simon for his honesty.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, no, man, this didn't work.
Nah, it's just kind of like, I mean, I'll admit when I'm wrong. Like, if I fuck it up, I'm like, you know what? I tried, but I fucked it up. I need the
I think
pros.
I told you that too, man. I was like, just take a breath, take a look at it, how it came apart, and how to put it back together.
So that was my thing. That's my thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I have issues like concentrating on like tedious things. So that's kind of like what I started doing. Like when I did. I mean, in hindsight, it wasn't that big of a. But when I serviced the Olin Sport, I took out like the bushings and everything. I had like a replacement kit. But I literally, because I was paying attention to you guys, like when you guys, it's almost like a surgeon when they're working on. They have all their tools and they line them up like on the table.
Yeah.
And they have them all lined up, and then they put the parts, all the parts they take off, they put them
In
like
order.
somewhere they find them. Because before I was just like randomly putting them fucking places, fucking throwing it around, and I would have trouble like finding it afterwards, pretty much. And then that would put me in a bad spot, and I would just be like, it would take the job like that much longer.
Every time I service a fork, I've always done that. I've always put it out essentially in an exploded diagram view on the bench.
Nice.
Like uppers, this is the first upper that came off, in the middle, the next section, left side, right side, same order. You always put it in like an exploded diagram look.
Nice.
So you know how it's going to come together like that.
I'll do that next time, but like the last one, I ended up hooking it up, and I was, even when I wrote it afterwards, I was like, here we go. I don't know if this shit's gonna leak or not.
Give her a try. Give her a try.
Yeah. So yeah, but I pay attention to them, and I really try to like learn. I talked about like using my GI Bill to go to a mechanic school just to get the basics. I don't expect to.
Well, they
walk
pay
out
for
of
that,
there.
really?
Yeah,
That's badass, dude.
It was. I had issues trying to find a place that would actually take which I was surprised about because I figured most schools are trying to get that money. You know what I mean? They're trying to get that because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Most schools, that's the level of income. It's a business.
Yeah.
So I was surprised not to find many bike mechanic schools that didn't have a vehicle in place for GI Bill or what have you.
Which ones did?
Shit, you would ask me that. And, there was a one in Oregon and then one in Colorado.
So there's Barnett Bicycle Institute.
That's one of them.
Yeah, that's probably one of the bigger ones around.
And
then there's, oh god, I can't think of the other one.
But yeah, so I was able to find, and I just gotta do the paperwork and everything.
Dude, that'd be awesome for you.
Yeah, because I want to go.
You
and
got that.
ride
You got
as
that
well.
mechanical mindset, man. I mean, and you already got the bicycle knowledge behind you and your background. That'll definitely. I recommend you do that, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, I definitely want to do it. It's I enjoy
Another tool in your toolbox.
Yeah, and if I got quite a bit of tools too. So when I first got into mountain bike, like I literally got crazy into it, man. Like in the sense of
but you know what? I mean, you got that personality, man. You don't do anything half-assed.
yeah.
You go all in and you put your passion behind it.
If you ask Sandy, I mean, she could probably argue that point. Do anything.
Well, anything that we want to, right? favorite cartoons I have.
Gotta find the right motivation.
Yeah, one of my favorite cartoons I have. It's this little cartoon ghost, and he says, you know,
Casper?
they say there's a little like old school ghost, like he's
Okay.
got a little sheet,
Oh, I got you.
and he's sitting there floating around. He says, they say ghosts are here because they have unfinished business. And the next square shows a ghost, and it says, somebody asked him like, "What's your unfinished business?" "Oh, I forgot to take." I forgot to take the garbage out. I was supposed to take the garbage out, a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
This and that. But I swear I'm going to do it, right? And then the next one says, "Well, I'll take it out." I was like, "I said I'll do it." My wife always laughs at me because I said I'll do it.
Yeah. I'm doing it. I'm ready, damn it. Don't be rushing me. It's an art. Taking trash out is an art. I'm an artist. I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
You gotta let me fly.
Have you seen that movie? The Other Guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, that's a good movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. You just refer to himself as a peacock?
Peacocks don't fly.
If I was a tuna and you were a lion? Yeah, man, but shops and
Bikes.
bikes.
Bikes, shops,
Local bike stuff.
schools,
Yeah.
bike schools,
School,
mechanic
bike.
schools.
How are things out in Kansas, man?
Oh, it's not too bad. This is like the equivalent of my Sunday, so I'm kind of winding down, getting ready to start my work week.
There you go. What do you do?
Oh, I'm a delivery driver for Amazon at the moment.
Nice. Yeah,
Stop busy.
that is, yeah, that's mailman. It never stops.
Never. 7
Never
days a week.
stops.
It's interesting to hear some of his stories. He said he delivers in one neighborhood and there's a bunch of it's like a meth neighborhood. So
Trailer parks, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you know where the good shit's at, man. So there you go.
Speaking of meth
It's
heads,
an adventure.
speaking of meth heads, I just realized where the meth head is in the insect kingdom is. I don't know if that's right.
The meth head in the insect kingdom?
Yeah.
The what?
It's
Okay.
fucking sugar ants.
Oh, yeah. Those fuckers are meth heads, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sugar ants.
They walk all
You
fucking
see
crazy.
how fucking fast they are? They're just fucking going all over, all crazy. They're like on a frenzy all the time.
I saw one itching its fucking four elbows. Like,
I can't say if you were to put 3 ants in a row that I could pick out a sugar ant. I don't think I could.
They're down.
little tiny, pale brown, crazy walking ant.
Yeah, I put up a picture of one or like a little video of like sugar ants. They're like really little. They don't bite you. They just move at really high rates of speed, and you can tell like how much distance they cover.
And they itch your four elbows.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So
Say,
sugar
man.
ants. A little bit of useless information for you guys out there.
There it is, dropping jewels.
I think everybody's got stupider off of that fucking comment.
The meth heads of the insect.
The meth heads of the insect world.
So
I'll
what
buy
would be
that.
the crackheads of the insect world?
That's a good one.
June bugs.
June bugs.
Flies.
Flies. What did you say?
Nah, I think flies are just cocaine. Those are the coke addicts.
It's like the movie The Fly.
June bugs.
You look like you're on man.
I wish I was.
No.
No, I don't think you do.
Kidding, y'all.
I wish I didn't have teeth.
I like having no money and no teeth.
I like stealing for myself. I'm trying to sell this shit back to myself.
Kidding, y'all.
I wish I had tracks on my veins.
It's crazy, man. Well, the show was fun while it lasted. It's gonna get canceled.
There
Well.
goes the sponsorship.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you having the show, man, coming out.
Yeah,
man,
no.
talking to us and stuff. Man.
Nice to meet you once again. Nice to meet you.
Take care, man.
Yeah,
You're
man.
in town.
Indeed.
Let us know. Go for a ride.
Yeah, man.
Working
definitely.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
working
talking
on it.
down here.
Well, that'd be
I was
cool.
talking about going up there once all this stupid shit. I mean, you can come down whenever. You don't have to matter right now.
It's fucking hot right now.
It is fucking hot.
It's hot as shit in here too.
Yeah. What's the temperature over there? Not right now, but hey.
I think today it got up to about 96.
Okay.
96. Dry heat.
Yeah.
It's probably that right now.
Yeah. I think
it
last
cooled
week,
out to a balmy 96.
I think last week it was in the hundreds all week.
All
It was
week,
like
this
100,
week,
200,
all this week has been over 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
we
humid
got
as fuck last night, man. Sean and I were riding through. We came to a couple of stops. I'm like, either no breeze, fucking nothing. Just like, oh, shit. Gotta keep riding, go.
It's hotter than the devil's dick out here.
It's like literally in a sauna.
What a sauna.
Sauna.
Stay in your lane, bro. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. If
Cheers,
you have any ideas for something you want us to cover, just let us know in the comments or what have you, and we'll go from there. Thanks, Fern, for coming out, spending time with us. And he worked a full day today, so you
appreciate you.
Yeah. So you had to wait for customers to pick up their bike.
Yeah, I did some.
That's pretty awesome.
We were busy all freaking day today.
But most bike shops would be like, "Oh, fuck you! Like, come on, pick it up the next day or whatever." You know,
Yeah, we called this guy. He ordered some rotors. He got some Hope Tech rotors installed on his bike. Pretty badass. And out of town guy. I don't know how he heard from us. I think it was friends with that dude Sean McCain.
Oh yeah,
I think he was friends with him.
Yeah,
And Sean McCain, gave him our information. He was like, "Oh yeah," so he ordered these rotors from Hope Tech, and pretty badass. And
those assholes didn't want to ship a wheel over here. They said they don't ship wheels.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah. So why the fuck is shipping rotors, sons of bitches?
Because it's not a wheel.
True story. True story.
But they so I got that installed. He got a new tire installed on his bike, and dude, the back, put the rear rotor on, adjusted his shifting, everything solid. Just readjusted his caliper, good to go. Put the front on.
What happened?
Dude, the rotor came like bent. Like it was like bent. But I got it fixed up. I got it straightened out.
Yeah.
At the same time, the caliper, it was a 4-piston XT, and I think the outside pistons were moving slower than the inside pistons.
Oh,
and so it was So I had to get that. I had to fix that, to where they're all moving evenly, and then straighten out the rotor real well, and it all turned out good. So he was hoping to pick that up today, so I called him at 7 o'clock. Hey, you want to come pick this up? He's like, oh, I'm like 20 something minutes away. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. That's good you guys do that, because they definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Man.
Nice meeting you, man.
Hey, man. Be safe out there, dude. And
Right back at you.
Hey, you too,
man.
man.
You
Keep
too.
on pedaling, man.
All right, man.
Rubber
Take care,
side,
man.
rubber
All
side
right,
down.
guys.
Rubber.
Out.
Hey, Farva, what's the name of that restaurant you like with all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks?
You mean shenanigans?
Oh.
You're talking about shenanigans, right? Put those away!
We're not centered.
Yeah, we can. So you're fucking
Disappearing and shit.
I know, you did too.
Maybe scoot forward a little bit.
I just look like a fucking head.
He's got a floating head.
Today.
Yeah, got stripping on this episode.
I can go get one of the fucking halogen.
Just wear the headlight. Come out browner.